Hi, this is Agatha, and this is the Twin Flame Tarot reading for December the 10th, 2015 to January the 10th, 2016. I have the female twin on this row, the male twin on this row, and these are collective cards for the two. I laid them out, I haven't turned them, so we'll do that now. So let's see what's going on. For the female twin, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. For the male twin, we have the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and Temperance. So, let's have a look. Okay, so there's immediately three of the cards for the female twin are of Pentacles. So I'm getting that two things are going on. There is actually a lot of focus on you and rather than the male twin, which is good. Because Pentacles are of earth, and this is about material things in a sense of earthly things. So being grounded here, and if the female is more of the spiritual twin, then this is a good sign that she's getting to grips with more practical matters, and learning to balance her spiritual and her practical lives, which is really important for the whole twin story and coming together. So firstly, yes, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is just a card of balance. And there could be some travel. I don't always take this to mean travel, but travel did come up for that. So just getting to grips with who she is and taking practical steps to explore the world from just her perspective, which is good. Because I feel as though there's been a lot of thinking about the male twin rather than taking grips of what you can do to ground yourself rather than looking to the male to ground you. Is Three of Cups. So a lot of, socializing. It fits in with the holiday period. Meeting with friends, family, girlfriends even. And yeah, a lot of celebration, feeling good. The Eight of Pentacles, so there's a focus on career. I'm really feeling a focus on career and money and getting to grips with what she wants and what she can do and what she can create on the material plane to sustain herself as one loving person, and to ground the heart-centered knowing and loving and growth. I think there's been a huge amount of growth, and it's all about building a solid foundation for yourself, balancing your own masculine and feminine. And there are three quite masculine cards here, three cards of masculine figures, and then the kind of celebration party card with the girls. So it's celebrating your femininity within your community, but really getting to grips with your masculine side, which is great, to balance out a lot of the growth and spiritual growth, and more ethereal things that have been going on. And then the last card is the Page of Pentacles. So this could be that there could be some communication and help coming in. I am getting that I think of some male twins may be getting in contact with some female twins towards the end of December, January, and the end of December and beginning of January. But this is also a symbol of the female twin getting to know herself on the material plane. And I feel as though there's been a lot of spiritual growth and awakening, and maybe some experiences that haven't been so much of practical matters, and have felt a little bit emotional and not helpful actually in a practical way. But during December and January, it's much more of a focus on creating a base for the female twin, whether you're in partnership with your twin or not. The message from the male twin would be if you were not in partnership, but it fits for both. But yes, I see that whether in partnership or alone at the moment, or with someone that's not your twin, you're just really looking after yourself and really balancing all the feminine aspects of yourself with some more of your masculine aspects, which is really gonna help. So that's good. And also a focus on career. I'm getting a lot of career work kind of things, making money, feeling independent, feeling strong, and feeling good, feeling optimistic, and wanting to do things, really wanting to do things and be here, which is great. So moving on to the male twin, we have the Page of Wands. So I feel as though this could be female twins getting into contact with male twins that aren't together during the month of December into January. And also that the male is kind of getting a hold of, I'm sensing this kind of like passion and movement, and more of the things that maybe are sometimes more female, but more kind of like girl power, female, kind of very powerful female aspect of kind of passion and strength and things that don't really make sense, but just doing it anyway. And I feel as though the male twins kind of feeling called by their desire, and this guy's kind of looking at this wand and thinking, what can I do with this? I mean, yeah, there is a little bit of a sexual thing with that as well. I do feel like there's some kind of sexual need that's growing in the male twin. And it's more like a passion or a fire. It is, I mean, this is fire, the wands are fire. And because it's directly followed by the Knight of Wands, I feel as though it's gonna be action is really gonna be taken with this passion. So, and I'm feeling as though it is towards the female. So there's a little bit of not imbalance, but it's as though the female twin has kind of stopped in her tracks and really focusing in and herself and what she can accomplish. And the male's, maybe in reaction to that, is feeling quite driven and passionate and even sexual towards the female twin, and will be taking action on that. Will be taking action and really going for it. And this is pretty fiery. I mean, within this Rider-Waite deck, the you know, this Knight of Wands is on this like bright orange horse, like burning kind of desire, fire, and so this kind of like fiery plumage and this wand in his hand, you know, is quite like this aggressive sexual kind of figure. So I'm really feeling that there's a lot of energy there around the male twin at the moment. And then the Knight of Cups. So he's really wanting to come forward with expressing himself. And this kind of fiery passion, or maybe sexual passion, that first initially drives him, he does engage his emotions with it, and this knight comes forward. So I'm really feeling that the male twin over this period is really going to be coming forward, and maybe a little bit aggressively, maybe a bit overly aggressive with it. But the fourth card is Temperance. So I do feel that if the female twin will be tempering this, balance will be found. And because this kind of energy, it does seem to, it kind of seems to rise and hit its peak with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. It's like the emotions are engaged, and then Temperance is found. So even if the male twin doesn't have any contact with the female twin, it's though he does realize that there is an emotional basis to the sexual desire that he has, and he wants to communicate that, he wants to embody that and go with that. It's like these two knights are like buddies, and he's connecting this fiery passion with his emotional self, and wanting to kind of travel and wanting to go with it, wanting to move forward with it, whether he does or not. I mean, it doesn't really, I feel as though it could just be like emotionally this is what he's doing. Though, and initially I did have the idea that the female twin would really help him find Temperance. So whether the female twin helps him or not, it's like he reaches some kind of balance and understanding, emotional understanding of this kind of sexual desire that he has. So let's see what's going on in the middle. We've got the Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Fool, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I'm really seeing quite a lot of union here, because it's like crowning this middle section is the Three of Pentacles, which is all about building things together and creating foundations. And that, based with this kind of base of the Hermit and the Fool, which are kind of feel like opposing cards, because the Fool is all about kind of going out there and getting out there and taking action outward, and the Hermit's about the opposite, kind of moving inward. But this is kind of like the balance of the twins and what happens when you're together. So it's like there is an agreement to build something together, and to really go with it, and to take that jump and to take that leap forward. And I see the Hermit as and because these are cards of partnership, it's that you're going to be alone in your partnership, which is not necessarily a bad thing. So it's that you're just wanting to reach out together in your at the same time with your desire to kind of be a unit and learn and move inward to learn about yourselves, but to learn about the partnership. So I'm really seeing that this is a card of union, this Three of Pentacles, because it's about building something. And whether that happens kind of on the material plane or not, it's a really good sign. It's not really relevant whether you're together or not. It's that something is being built right now, being created, and these two major arcana cards right in the middle. So these are very powerful to me, and this kind of like yin and yang blending of the moving out and the moving in at the same time. It's kind of like the sea and waves. They come and they go, they roll in and out. And And then we have the Seven of Swords, which I do think is like a bit of a warning card. It's a bit like, don't get too big for your boots card. Don't get carried away with the power of you two being together, or the twin thing, or the twin relationship, or this. I do see there's a huge amount of growth, a massive like spurt forward for both. Because it's about the female seems to be grounding herself in the material world much more, which is kind of what was needed. It's more masculine, like this kind of like more practical rather than emotional approach. And the male twin is kind of engaging his passionate emotional self and finding temperance there. So it really, and I do think that this is bringing you together, because it's more like moving towards the middle ground, which is here, which is this card of creation, but just not together as one entity, not to because in this card the guys kind of running away from camp, having, sometimes it's interpreted as having stolen these, but it's kind of like some like secretive kind of thing going on as well, and coupled with like the Hermit and the Fool, it's kind of like you can't, it's like you're not part of our gang, and the whole kind of like the camp's behind, and you were kind of running away, and it's a bit of an idea of the twins kind of getting a bit caught up within the whole twin thing and whatever they've created together, and losing sight of the community. And I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I do feel like if twins are reuniting in the physical and kind of behind the scenes, you know, for sure, this is kind of, I generally feel as though this is, everything kind of happens behind the scenes and then manifests. But I'm really feeling as though if twins that aren't together are reuniting, that it will be very kind of consuming, and it will feel, you know, like the world is at your feet, and we are one, kind of, we don't need anyone else. So it's not like a warning, but it's just kind of I suppose a thing to be a bit aware of, not to get a bit carried away, and not to feel as though you need to hold on to things and run away with things. But the swords are a mental card, and this is the only kind of sword card we have, so I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest. I more feel as though there's a huge amount of growth that's happening, and it is really, really helping to bring twins together that aren't together. And even if you are in a relationship and, you know, things, you have your ups and downs, it's all good with these major arcana cards. I'm just going to pull another card to see kind of as a bit of an outcome card. So we've got the Three of Swords. So that's kind of in the middle of this group here, and it is connected to the Seven of Swords. And what I'm getting is that if you hold on to the partnership, if you try and run away with all the spoils and hold on to it, and because there are these two swords here, which I feel to be like the two twins, and that there's this kind of wanting to hold on to the connection or create something, or hold on to them, even hold on to the twin. It's all about kind of ownership and possession. This is like about possessing and running, and it's a scarcity card. So if you feel as though you need to possess the twin and you feel that there's scarcity, it's going to end in heartbreak. But I don't perceive this to be a bad card for twins, because this is the card of the twins for me, because this the twin relationship is about breaking your heart open. It's about being broken-hearted, but meaning open-hearted every day. The relationship, the twin flame relationship, is about allowing love to flow through your open heart, which cannot be open if it hasn't been broken. Your heart needs to be broken every day if you ever want to sustain a twin flame relationship, because you just have to let love flow through it. You have to be in the moment. You can't hold on to ideas of relationships and possession. It will only end in this card in a negative fashion. If you're not ready to have your heart broken every day, then you're not ready to be in any kind of sacred relationship, because heartbreak is only caused by believing that you have something and you own something, and therefore you have something to lose, and that does not fit within the paradigm of the twin flame sacred relationship, which is all about flow. It's all about love being between two people, or basically it's not even about love being between two people, it's about love within a whole community. But it's about an example of how we create relationships between one another with an open heart. And a broken heart is an open heart. Until your heart is broken, you don't know the intensity and the fire of love. But the trick is to keep it open. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. I will be doing another twin flame reading next month. I may do some more in between. Please subscribe to the channel, which is Psychic Consultants, and you will get all of my videos as they are posted. If you would like a private reading for any reason, twin flame or not twin flame, please email me at agathapsychic@gmail.com. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I shall see you soon.